My name is Nermeen Diab. I'm from Egypt, and I teach English for um, young people like you, and also mostly for adults, grown-ups. And I help them fulfill their dreams of whether they want to work or they want to learn English to travel abroad or meet different people from around the world. A lot of people love to just open their minds by learning a new language. And this is my passion. This is something I love to do, which is helping other people achieve their potential and learning a language that will help them in the future. I've been working for about 5 to 6 years in the field, and it's been very rewarding and very fulfilling.
That's great introduction, Narmin, and I'm hopeful and I'm optimistic that you will reach to a great heights being a English teacher. I am sure that yes. So
thank you very much, Harry.
Yes, and we would like to start with some questions, if you don't mind. Yes. So, Sai Nagastri, would you like to ask the first question? Sai Nagastri, yes, please go ahead.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Sai Nagastri. I'm studying 8th grade. Ma'am, I would like to pose you a question. Can I pose?
Of course.
What subjects do students in your country learn?
Okay, so you are in 8th grades, right? Or 9th grades? Great.
Yeah, here we have 9th graders and 8th graders and even 7th graders.
That's beautiful. So in Egypt, that is equal to preparatory school, which is first year, second year, and third year. They learn geography, history, social studies. Sometimes they learn English, of course. And a lot of schools now, they teach a second language. So they learn Arabic, English, and a second language of choice. It could be French or German. In some cases, Italian as well. Thank you for your great question. Of course, we learn math. We never forget about math. Math, pretty much math, history, geography, science, of course, biology, and all these fun stuff.
So, Sai Nagastri, would you like to share the subjects that you learned at school?
Yes, sir. First subject, English, Telugu, Hindi, mathematics, PS, natural science. These are the subjects we learn in our school.
So, Sai Nagastri, out of these subjects, how many languages do you learn?
3 languages. Telugu, local language, Hindi, national language, English, international language.
Wow, that's so beautiful. So you learn 3 languages as well.
3 languages.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Nandini, it's your turn now. Would you like to ask again one more time clearly?
What are 5 facts about Egypt?
What are 5 acts or 5 things about Egypt?
5 facts, yes. 5 things about
5
Egypt.
facts. Yes. Okay. The first fun fact is we definitely have the pyramids. I don't know if you know them, but they are pretty famous. So we have the pyramids, the history of the pharaohs and ancient Egyptian culture or civilization. It was so huge back then. Another fun fact, this one is very recent, is we have a lot of beaches, and it's really, really hot here in summer, and our summer is a bit long. I don't know how is the summer in India, but it could be a bit similar. Is it long?
Yeah, it's too hot in India, and the temperature might be around 50 degrees sometimes. Wow. So it's too hot. It's quite miserable, especially the foreigners.
I feel you. We have cities here that can get to 50 in summer, and I don't think they have winter in some of the cities here in Egypt. So here, Upper Egypt, so let's say that Cairo is above from the excuse me, from the map. And then we have my city, which is Ismailia, next to it. And then as you go down, the temperature goes a little bit higher. So we call it Upper Egypt, and it has lots and lots of beautiful cities and lots of ancient Egyptian monuments. There are temples and amazing places, but the weather is extremely hot.
Yes, similar to India, I think.
Pretty much, yes.
Lohita, it's over to you.
Shall I ask one question, ma'am?
Of course, Lohita, go ahead.
How did the ancient Egyptians view death? How did this influence their culture and religion?
Okay, how did they think of death? So ancient Egyptians, they believed that people are born and they die and then they resurrect, means they relive again in another world, in a different world. So people were born, they die, and they were prepared for a different life after death. So how did that affect them? It was a religious thing for ancient Egyptians. So when they would bury their dead people, the dead people of ancient Egypt, they would put everything that the person loves and cared about in the grave. So if someone died who liked certain foods or had certain clothes, they would put all of these with the person in the grave, so that when the person relives again, reborns again, they would have all of their favorite things with them again. That's a beautiful question. Thank
Yes.
you, Lohita.
That's pretty good answer as well.
Ma'am.
So who can ask the next question?
Sir, can I?
Tedipia.
Yes, sir.
Hi,
Hi,
Tidya.
ma'am. My name is Serithia. Can I ask one question, ma'am?
Of course, go ahead.
How many languages do your students learn at school?
How many languages do I wish to learn, or do my students learn?
Do your students learn?
They learn from about 3 languages, and some people here, Arabic and English are the main, and some people like or want to learn different other languages. So you will find people here trying to learn Chinese in college, and people will try to learn German, French, Italian, a lot of different questions. But in school, we have only 3: Arabic, English, optional between German, French, and Italian.
Yes.
Thank you for your good question.
So Parmane Srinivas, it's your turn.
Okay, sir. What are Egyptians proud of?
What are Egyptians
Proud of.
proud of? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Subraminis. I think we are proud of our history and proud of the culture that we have. We are proud of our food. Foods here are very delicious and tasty. So people here are proud of these 3 things. We're proud of our people because people here are very friendly, and if you ever visit Egypt, you will find people welcoming you and saying hello, and they will try to talk to you in English or any language that you know. So it's something really nice.
We love to visit.
What kind of technology do you use in your classroom?
Thank you for your question. Right now, there is, in some schools, we have smart boards, but most schools have normal boards, the beautiful whiteboard that everyone uses. There are also tablets in high school, grades 11, 12, and 13. There are applications, but the exams are paper exams. So we have a mix of technology and smart apps, and at the same time we have paperwork and paper books. Thank you for your question.
Jagadish, it's your turn now.
Yes, sir. What kind of education system does Egypt have?
What kind of education system does Egypt have?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for your question, Jadish. Sorry. In schools, we have a bit of a system of learning and thinking at the same time. Right now, Egypt is heading towards the idea of thinking instead of memorizing or trying to remember every word at the book. In my school where I work, we focus on learning by practice and experience, like what you are doing right now. So this is nice activity by your teacher, Harry. So it's lovely thing. This is a good practice for your English. It's good practice for meeting people from different countries. So it's something that we also use here. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for your explanation. I have a question, Narmin, and being an English teacher, so what kind of strategies you usually adopt in your classroom to make your students speak in English?
If we're talking techniques,
Yes.
okay, my favorite is lots and lots of pair work. Everything has to be worked in pairs or groups. Communication is important for me. I give them the basics, but they have to talk and make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. This is my number one strategy. If you don't make mistakes, you're not learning anything. Another thing that I like to use in class is asking, especially with high levels students of English. So I'd like them to ask questions and challenge their own thinking and their own knowledge in a way that makes them use their English to discuss and at the same time think outside of what they know. Lots of critical thinking, lots of communication, and lots of welcoming environment for them to learn.
So, would you like to focus on special topics in English grammar, or would you like to prefer the communicative skills rather than giving the highest and too much priority for the grammar? Would you like to give only for communication skills? So, what would you prefer between these two?
It depends. So, for example, if I'm teaching level 1 or A1, A2 students, of course they're going to need some basics, some rules. So I try to focus a little bit more on the rules, how they use present simple, for example, or past simple, how to just to give them a guideline to express themselves freely. As I go higher with the levels, I try to focus on communication. You have the basics, but I want you to implement it and apply it as much as possible instead of just doing grammar. So it really depends on the level of the students, the class, how the students learn. Some people learn they prefer to learn grammar much. So I try to, okay, here's the grammar, but you need to also know how to use it. Some people, no, we don't care much about grammar. We just want to know how to communicate and do this. So they also learn grammar, but in a different way. It really depends.
So would you like to give a few tips to my students in learning the language? Because these kids who are right now are actually, they don't have a good foundation at grassroots, and they don't have a good foundation at primary school level. But now they are learning and they are improving a lot. So would you like to give any suggestions to these kids?
First off, I want to start by saying that all all of your students are using English very well. Their English is amazing, and I'm sure it's because of you as their teacher. So it's something really great. And the best tip is a lot. I heard a lot of people saying that they like games and watching TV. So the best tip I think that many people would make the best of is, so let's say that I like games and I play games in English. How do you play games in English? If I play with my friends a game, a certain game, why not talk in English? Why not find English speakers who can talk and play with us in this game? If you watch TV, movies, or Indian movies or Indian shows, maybe if you have the option to put English subtitles to them, you understand Hindi and you understand Urdu, so you're learning both languages at the same time. Make it fun. If you have access to internet and you watch YouTube or TikTok or any Instagram videos, find something that you like and find a page or a person that does that thing, but in English or the language you want to learn. So I like playing games, watch a streamer, an English streamer or English speaking streamer. So make it fun. Don't make it something like heavy on you, and be brave, make mistakes. Don't feel like shy. I don't want, people will laugh. No one will laugh. You will learn better by making mistakes and sharing experience. Make it fun, make it sociable, or
Yes.
yeah.
So do we need to get rid of our stress? Or I mean, if I speak in English, I have an influence from my mother tongue. So Indian accent, I have a thick Indian accent. So when you speak, I think you do have a few issues when it comes to the stress and intonation. So do we need to get rid of our mother tongue influence? Do we need to follow the American accent and the British accent? Do you agree with that?
I think that no matter what you do, you will always have your mother tongue with you. So I don't know if you can notice, because if you don't know Arabic, there is a lot of Arabic language influence in how I talk, especially with my students also, because they speak their native language is Egyptian Arabic, which has a lot of influence on their words. As long as you can communicate your ideas, accents are not the big thing. A lot of people say you have to be very British or very American. No, you have to be yourself, you know. You have to be speaking your language, the language that makes you make people know that you are from this country. Tell people, okay, they will ask you, okay, your accent is different. Yes, because I am from India. I'm a proud Indian person. Or I am from Egypt and I am from I'm a proud Egyptian person. So tell them that. Actually leave your accent, make it influence you. As long as it doesn't stop you from communicating, or it doesn't stop you from people understanding you. This is the most important part.
I absolutely agree with you. So I would like to ask some of my students to showcase their skills in the tenses. Recently, they have learned the topic tenses.
To tell about the present continuous tense. Subject plus V1 plus is, am, are plus in plus object. Clue words. Don't disturb, don't make noise. At present, at this time, at this moment, now, right now, etc. So these are the clue words and structure of present continuous tense. Now I'm going to tell you about two examples. I'm telling examples now. Second one, my brother is watching TV.
Oh,
Okay.
that's so beautiful. Good job, Sanjay.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bhagyasri, can you try? Bhagyasri?
Yes, sir. Now I'm going to tell about past perfect tense. Past perfect tense structure: subject plus, had plus, V3 plus, object. Clue words: when, after, before, by the time, no sooner than, until then. Now I'm going to explain. Now I'm going to tell two examples. My grandmother had cooked food by 8 p.m. yesterday. I had drawn the pictures by this time yesterday.
Wow, that's amazing by Asiri. Actually, a lot of people don't study past perfect until they're in high school. So good job.
Yeah, they have made a few videos. I would like to share those videos with you so that you can make the comments.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
What is the role of English language? How important it is in your education system?
Thank you for the question, Surya. English, actually, English is one of the most important languages. We don't speak English on a daily basis here, but a lot of people, if you go to Egypt, you'll find a lot of people trying to speak English, or they have at least basic knowledge of the language, because we study it heavily since grade 1. Even preschool, they study English. And these days, in the recent years, they've been focusing on teaching young children, English language and how to use English in work field. For example, in multinational companies or international companies that are based in Egypt or has branches in Egypt, English is used in a lot of work reports. So pretty much you can use it a lot here. If you live in a tourist attraction city, or if you work in general, any person who has a job in Egypt has to know at least basic knowledge of English. So I would say that it's very important, extremely important here. Yes. Thank you for your question.
Narman, you have already proved that you have a great teacher, inspirational teacher, an inspiring teacher in your region. So some of my students would like to become English teachers in the future. Maybe their life ambition is, some of them have already decided to become English teachers. And so would like to give you a message to some of these young English teachers who are working right now in my region, and as well as the students who aspire to become English teachers. So what kind of qualities English teachers should imbibe to be role models? Because there are many English teachers, but some of them are inspires that students would want to become English teachers because of the influence that they create, the impact that they create among the students. So you are one of such teachers. So could you please share how an effective English teacher should be like?
Oh, wow. That's that's a tricky question, because first off, I'm really glad that some of your students are looking forward to become colleagues. So hello to the future English teachers. And to become a good teacher, a good English teacher, or a good teacher in general, you have to love what you do, even when you don't feel like doing it. Sometimes you're not always inspirational, you don't always wake up and feel I'm okay and I'm ready for this. Sometimes some days are not the best, but you have to think that there are students in your class waiting for you to help them out and help them grow as people. Because I've seen students throughout the years that grew up. Some of them actually became English teachers, and some of them traveled abroad. Some of them used the language that they learned to open new gates for them. And every time you see some of your students growing up, you think, okay, this is what I do. This is what I love about being a teacher. You have to be very patient. You have to be very passionate also. And most importantly, you have to remember that all the time you are helping someone, at least one person in your class, to fulfill their goals. Even if 10 of them don't want to, at least one person wants to. So I would say these are the most important things to remember.
Thank you so much for your valuable time. And before we wind up this session, could you please give me a final message to my students?
Of course. Thank you for having me, and I really enjoyed the time with you and your beautiful, amazing students. I would say, if we talk English, never give up. Your English is amazing. All of you, no matter how long it takes, all of you are going to get there. And one day, who knows, the people I heard, people want to be doctors, police officers. Maybe you become a police officer abroad, or maybe you become a doctor and go to another country, or stay in your country and help other people. Never give up on your dreams. Never stop learning. Always listen to your teacher, because he knows a lot of things. And I don't know, enjoy it. Enjoy learning. Enjoy every moment of it. Be patient, be kind, be friendly, be kind to your friends, be kind to your classmates. Be kind in general. One day, you don't see it now, but one day when you grow up, you will think back to these days and think, this helped. This was good, you know.